Imagine this. It's the middle of the night. The house is silent. Suddenly, you hear footsteps. You get up, walk out, and see someone moving slowly through the hallway. Arms stretched out in front. Eyes shut tight. They keep walking, unaware of everything. Creepy, right? To those with a weak heart, like myself, sleepwalking is a genuinely frightening phenomenon. And it's not something made up in horror movies or ghost stories. It happens. It's real, and it's much more common than you might think. What is sleepwalking, really? Scientifically known as somnambulism, sleepwalking often occurs in children between the ages of 4 and 12. Studies show that out of every 100 kids in this age group, roughly 7 to 15 will experience at least one episode of sleepwalking. Thankfully, for most, it fades as they grow older. But not always. In some unfortunate cases, people continue sleepwalking well into adulthood. And that's where things can take a dark turn. Sleepwalking doesn't just mean aimlessly wandering at night. It can involve all kinds of behaviors. Some people simply sit up in bed, stare blankly into space, then lie back down. Others might walk around the house, rearrange furniture, open the fridge to grab food, or even hold conversations. And yes, there are rare cases where people have engaged in sexual activity while sleepwalking. No matter the action, the result is the same. The person has absolutely no memory of what happened. Their eyes may be open, but they're vacant, glassy, devoid of any recognition. These people aren't aware of their actions. And when they wake up, it's as if nothing ever happened. They often feel confused, even shocked, when told what they did. A harmless condition? Not always. In most cases, sleepwalking is relatively harmless, embarrassing, maybe, but nothing dangerous. However, in rare and extreme cases, it can have horrifying consequences. Take, for instance, the case of Ken Parks. This happened in Canada in 1987. Ken was a 23-year-old man with no criminal history, no violent tendencies, but one night, while sleeping, Ken got up, walked out of his house, got into his car, and drove over 20 kilometers to his in-law's home. Once there, he brutally attacked his mother-in-law, fatally, and severely injured his father-in-law. The shocking part? Ken claimed to have no memory of the incident, and after extensive investigation, the court believed him. He was sleepwalking. As unbelievable as it sounds, Ken was acquitted of murder. Another chilling incident occurred in May 2009. An 18-year-old girl, in the middle of a sleepwalking episode, walked straight through her window and fell 7.5 meters, about 25 feet, to the ground. Miraculously, she survived. X-rays showed not a single broken bone. The next morning, she woke up completely fine. No memory of the fall. No idea what had happened. Still think sleepwalking is harmless? Here's another disturbing case. A woman in Hong Kong began sleepwalking regularly, but her condition was far from typical. Unknowingly, she would sneak out and engage in intimate encounters with complete strangers during the night. This went on for months, until family members noticed and sought medical help. Even more common are people who injure themselves, tripping over furniture, falling down stairs, or walking into walls. Why does sleepwalking happen? This strange condition has left people divided into two camps: science and superstition. Those who believe in the supernatural might see sleepwalkers as victims of dark spirits or ghostly possession. After all, the sight of someone moving about with lifeless eyes in the dead of night can be chilling. It's easy to let your imagination run wild. But science, while not yet having a complete answer, does offer some insights. To understand sleepwalking, you first need to understand sleep itself. When we fall asleep, our brain cycles through different stages. Among these are two critical phases: deep sleep and REM sleep. During deep sleep, our brain activity slows down significantly. This is the stage when the body rests the most. After deep sleep, we transition into REM sleep. Here, brain activity spikes, dreams occur, but the body stays paralyzed. a protective mechanism to keep us from acting out our dreams. In a normal sleep cycle, we move smoothly between these stages. But sometimes, the transition doesn't go as planned. Something triggers a misfire in the brain, causing a partial awakening. It's like a short circuit. This condition is known as an arousal disorder. Parts of the brain remain in a deep sleep state, especially those controlling memory and awareness, while other parts, like those responsible for motor functions, wake up. The result? The person begins to move, walk, or even talk, without any conscious awareness. Their body is active, but their mind is still asleep. Is it hereditary? Interestingly, sleepwalking appears to run in families. If one or both parents have a history of sleepwalking, their child is much more likely to experience it too. Some studies suggest the likelihood can be as high as 80%. This genetic link might explain why some people continue to sleepwalk into adulthood, while others grow out of it. Can you wake a sleepwalker? You've probably heard that it's dangerous to wake someone who's sleepwalking. But is that true? The answer is not necessarily. Waking a sleepwalker isn't harmful to them, but it can be very disorienting. They may be confused, frightened, or even aggressive because they don't understand what's happening. A safer approach is to gently guide them back to bed if possible. Remove any obstacles or dangerous objects they might bump into. And if the episodes happen frequently, it's best to consult a sleep specialist. Why is it so hard to study? Despite all we know, there's still much we don't understand about sleepwalking. And part of the reason is that it's extremely difficult to study. Think about it. How can you monitor someone while they're sleepwalking when you never know when, or even if, it'll happen? Most episodes occur sporadically, often weeks or months apart. By the time researchers set up equipment, the moment has passed, and even if a sleepwalker is recorded, they'll likely have no memory of the event the next day. They can't answer questions or describe how they felt. It's like trying to investigate a crime when the main witness has complete amnesia. Tips for living with a sleepwalker. If someone in your household experiences sleepwalking, there are a few precautions you should take. Lock all doors and windows before bedtime. Clear the room of sharp or dangerous objects. Use alarms or bells on doors to alert others if the person gets up. Inform household members about the condition so they aren't caught off guard. Seek medical advice if the episodes are frequent or potentially dangerous. Remember, sleepwalking itself isn't a sign of mental illness or possession. It's a disorder related to how the brain handles the transition between sleep stages. So, what now? Sleepwalking remains one of sleep science's greatest mysteries. It blurs the line between consciousness and unconsciousness in a way that's still not fully understood. Is it a harmless quirk of the brain, or a ticking time bomb? Until science can provide clearer answers, all we can do is stay informed, take precautions, and keep an open mind. Whether you see sleepwalking as a neurological glitch or something more mysterious, one thing is clear: it's real, and it's nothing to take lightly. Thanks for watching. If new research sheds more light on this strange phenomenon, we'll be sure to bring you another video. Until then, stay safe, and maybe double-check your locks tonight.